everybody, it's Allison. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be mixing things up with shaker cards, looking at different things that you can put in shaker cards, and also a new product from Spellbinders. So I'm actually going to be showing two shaker cards today, and they're both really cute and sweet, I think. All right, we're going to start with the rainbow one first because this is the harder one to make. It's actually the first one I made. So let's look at the product. This is Over the Rainbow die set. This came out a few months ago from Spellbinders and I hadn't had a chance to use it yet. So I figured let's try and use it with these shaker domes. This is the Arch shaker domes and there are 6 of these little shaker pouches in the package. And so these are the dies from this rainbow set, but obviously they don't really fit around this shaker dome very well. So we're going to use this product. This is the Essential Arches die set. This is a set of nesting dies, and this shaker pouch was made for this set. Now there are 16 dies in this set. And assuming that the largest die is number 16, I used numbers 11 through 6, so 6 total dies. And this die is number 9. That's the one that actually cuts the opening for the shaker. Now I made a bunch of little frames. And I did that by just taking 2 dies, like number 11 and number 10, and number 10 and number 9, and made these frames. And I'll show you later on in the video how the easiest way is to do that. So here I have a white panel. This is the Perfect Touch rectangles. And now I am going to center, this is that number 9 die on my panel, because this is the die that cuts the opening for the dome. So here you see that right there. Now here are my little frames that I've cut the bottom off these frames, so now they're little parts of the rainbow. And I colored them with marker because I had cut everything out in white cardstock. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to build this scene so that it fits perfectly within this opening. And now I've cut down this blue panel and making sure that my white panel is perfectly level on it. And I'm not gluing down the white panel yet. So you can see I've taped it to my blue panel. And now I am going to glue in some of these little rainbow pieces. And I'm kind of going in reverse order of the rainbow. I'm starting with pink on the inside. And again, just gluing all these pieces inside of this opening. So now I'm taking a pencil and I'm just marking the rest of this opening because, again, I want everything, all of my die cuts to fit within this opening. And you'll see I cut, these are little bushes and kind of the little grassy field that comes in that rainbow set. And I'm just kind of laying things out. And I had trimmed those white bushes, which will eventually be green, because I'm trying to make things level. So those white bushes are level with those little rainbow pieces. And here I have I'm bringing my pencil back in to mark where I need to cut this little grassy field. And now I'm bringing in these little flowers that are, again, from the same set that I was going to glue onto this field, but I decided I needed smaller flowers. So look at this. These flowers come from the Bestie Beaded Bracelets. And what I'm going to do is I have a marker, my Copic marker, this is a yellow marker that happens to have a fine tip. So I'm just going to put a little yellow dot in the middle of all those tiny little flowers. And I decided to make those the shaker bits. So here I can start assembling. And again, I'm trying to make things level in this opening. I don't want the little shaker bits getting caught underneath things that that don't have anything under them. I don't want too much dimension for all the little flowers to get caught up in. So when I can, I'm trying to put things on an even level. And here I'm just making sure that everything is fitting within that dome before I finish gluing. So again, like I'm gluing a partial cloud on the bottom to be level with those little rainbow pieces, and then I can glue a full cloud on top of it. And here are my little shaker bits. And again, this was not planned. It was just kind of happened because I wanted to glue little flowers on the grass. And I am gluing 3 little flowers on the grassy field. And by the way, I just colored that grass and the bushes with my Copic markers. Now here is the Bestie Beaded Bracelets set. So it has all of these fun little shapes to make beads. And I wanted to share these silly cards that I made. This was a Halloween card that I made, and I used the olive martini set and the booze cocktail set. I think I shared these in a previous video, but I just thought it would be funny to put the bracelets on this skeleton hand. I don't know. You know me, I like to use things in different ways. So there you go. And then speaking of using these in different ways, here is a Christmas card I made, and I used the beads to kind of dress up an ornament. And the bow is actually from the Christmas cocktails, which is again from the same collection as that olive martini glass. And if you can't tell, that's actually black ink on my background and black ink on those little beads. And those are both Better Press plates. So you know what that means. I finally got the Better Press system. And I know I've been holding out because I just loved foiling with the plates. I didn't really see the need to get the Better Press system. But now that I have it, you're going to be seeing it in videos. I do like it, and I do love how that buffalo plaid press plate looks with the ink. All right, let's get back to the shaker card. So I have the little shaker pouch. I have the whole scene ready to go, but look at this. Do you see how the flowers are kind of popping up and they're sticking to the pouch? And that's because of static electricity. So I thought I had a plan. I cleaned it with just rubbing alcohol that I use in my craft room. And so I let it dry. Now I live in Colorado. It dried very quickly. And watch what happens. So when I put it on, nothing is grabbing. Even I'm shaking it and turning it upside down, and it is not sticking to that shaker pouch. So I thought I had figured out the perfect solution, but we'll see later. All right, now I am coming in with some score tape all around the rainbow that I have here. And I'm going to peel off the release tape and then put my shaker pouch on. Now I didn't want to put the tape on the shaker pouch and then bring it to the paper and then put it in the wrong place. So when I can, I like to put adhesive on the whatever item is on the surface. And now you can see I have white strips of paper, and I'm just, again, trying to give myself a level playing field. So that white paper was trying to get things level with the shaker pouch. And then I could put my white panel on top. And now I can finish my rainbow. So I have 2 more colors of these little arches. And then I'm going to finish with the blue. And again, I just colored these with my Copic markers. All right, for a finishing sentiment, this is from a retired My Favorite Things stamp set. And I just thought this was perfect because it looks like something for a little girl. And here we go. Now you'll see in the final picture that those flowers are clinging to the pouch again. And it's weird. I took the picture a couple days later and noticed that they were clinging again. So I don't know what's going on inside of that environment. But then like the next day they weren't really clinging. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I was taking a picture and they decided not to cooperate. But I think it's really cute. I probably would have put a few more flowers in there. But I think it's really fun. All right, let's move on to this card. And you'll see, I'm sure you can see what I put in that shaker pouch. Now here I'm going to show you how I made those little frames. So the easiest thing to me when I make frames like this using nesting dies is I tape the largest one first so it won't shift around on me. And then I can place the second one and come in and put tape. And then I can reposition that original tape over both frames or both dies. And then it cuts the frame. You can see that on the left. And I wanted to show you this card because that first card it wasn't difficult, but there was kind of a lot involved in trying to get my scene to fit. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is on this card. Now this is the starshine background, and I've created, now this has an outline die, but I obviously didn't need an outline die because I had already cut my panel to an A2 size. And I had already cut the arch out of that panel. Now I'm going to emboss with this die. I'm not going to die cut with it. I actually really like the way this die looks embossed. So I'm just following the instructions on my Platinum 6 and putting the little embossing pad and then the adapter plate on top and run it through. Super easy to emboss with a die. So let's see what we get. And again, I had already cut the shape out and then I embossed. So there we go. All right, so now I am actually putting tape on my little shaker pouch. The shaker pouch is facing up, like the dome of it is facing us. And it's really easy to just place your panel on top. And now I'm putting glue around that shaker and putting my little frame. Now in the final card, I did cover that black frame with a white frame. And now I'm putting tape on the back. This is now the back. And I can put my little, well, if you hadn't guessed it, these are tiny little pom-poms. I put the little tiny pom-poms in there and I'm pulling the release tape off. And now I'm just going to enclose this shaker with just a plain piece of white cardstock. And then I can glue that to my white card base. Now I could have just brought my white card base and enclosed it with the card base and kind of skipped that other piece of paper, but I didn't. Now I had talked recently about this pop-up die cutting glitter foam, and I mentioned how there was red and green on the website. Well, guess who bought it? I did, because I knew I would need it for more Christmas cards. So here's the green foam going on this cute penguin, and if you don't recognize this penguin, it's from the large die of the month from October. And so I made him some earmuffs, and then I made another one with a cute little hat. And the sentiment itself is also from that kit. And here we go. Now, obviously, this shaker does not make noise, but it is ever so cute. Now, as far as that large die of the month, I don't know the status. Now, sometimes when they don't sell out of kits, they sometimes bring them back into regular inventory. And remember, that is the set that had the pajama pants that I'm so crazy about, and that I still want to make so many more of. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to go into inventory. We'll see. Anyway, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place with shaker bits and crazy friendship bracelets. But I hope you had fun watching. I had fun making all of these cards. If you did like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.